Okay, so I'm Jacob Thomas, and this is my idea. Um, so the idea is basically that I want to basically change someone's hopefully change someone's life. So I plan. So basically, the idea is that there's this girl who's in either school or at a playground with all of her friends, and these bunch of other girls come around and start pulling her hair and picking her. And then basically her friends decide to join in with the bullies. And then further down the line, the girl gets really, really sad, and at her lowest, she goes, well, I don't even make her turn into an alcoholic or into a drug addict, because I'm waiting for my survey research. But but basically she decides, because she feels so alone, she decides to commit suicide. And from the story, I hope that it makes people think twice before bullying, and I hope it makes people think about suicide. Because afterwards, I'm gonna try and make it look really sad, and how nobody knew how suicide isn't always the best option. The research I would need to do, I would have to do more than normal because it's something I've never done before. So I will start off my research by basically looking at example short films about the topic, and then and then from that I would gain more of an idea for what I want to do, and then I would go into more detail and start analysing the films which I look at. I got a link to my poster form because I thought you had to, but I don't know if you want to see it or.
It's okay. No, yeah, that's all right. We can look them separately.
For pre-production, I'd have to do more than normal because I've never worked alone, and I think it could be quite struggle because I normally only do paperwork. So I don't normally do script writing or a storyboard, but although it be more than I would normally have to do, I think it'd be a good skill for me to learn. So I think that's why working alone is a good idea for me. Yeah. For production, I plan to vlog instead of doing my daily vlog, because I feel like you see more from a vlog. If there's a problem, I could film it and see what's happening, then, and I could see how I solve it. But with a vlog, you don't really know what happens. And plus, when I'm doing a vlog, you see more, and it's easier to get an understanding what's going on. I also plan to be filming over the Easter holidays because normally when I'm in a film, I'm either the sound person or I'm acting. So I've never touched the camera before. So I think I will have to give myself more time to film. And because I'm filming at Easter, I want to use people who live in Trowbridge, well, locally. So in case I need to reshoot, it won't be so much of a hassle. For my valuation, obviously I'm doing a daily blog, and I'm doing a bit of a vlog when I'm doing pre-production and production. But I'm planning on spending more time on my evaluation because it's where I normally drop my marks. So I'm hoping give myself more time. It would help me get a better mark in it. I want to make this product because I want it to influence someone's actions. I want it to influence the victim and the bully. So I want people to think before they decide to either join in or even say something. And I want people to, and I want victims to know that I'm not alone and that there's loads of people. I also at the end or in the bio, I plan to put helplines to bullying, charities and stuff. I also hope from this it will help parents gain awareness of what actually happens. My target audience is mainly teenagers, around 16, 17, because I know who I'm going to make my main actor already, and I'm going to use her experiences from the interview which I did with her. So I guess the target audience is girls as well, but I also want it to apply to boys, and also I want parents to be able to see the video as well, so they know if something's wrong, they know what to do, like they know what they can do, and how not like talent in school isn't always the best idea. Well, that's a link to my narrative, and yeah, that's my thing. That's my pitch.
If I can lead off then, so you talk about it taking place in a school.
Yeah, or on the playground.
Okay, have you got that location, access to that location? Have you sorted that?
At the moment, I haven't gone in depth. I know what courtyard I can use, because there's one near my girlfriend's house, and that one's fairly quiet.
Okay.
And then by school, I meant college.
Okay, right. So it's college.
Yeah, because apparently that's open over Easter as well.
But this.
My mum said this college.
This college.
apparently
Okay.
Can sometimes be open
Yeah,
during
you
Easter.
might get challenged a bit more if you're seen around on campus.
Yeah, but I
outside
think I'd most likely go with the courtyard. I'd do it anyway.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's fine if it's a college location. It makes sense that you do it in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that if you're doing it over Easter, I think it's important. Like again, maybe we have to you make some people aware and have your ID and things like that, and just make sure you plan the location.
So your film essentially, it starts off with the person being bullied, and then
Yeah.
we see a fall into dependency and addiction, and then we see that leading to suicide.
Yeah.
Considering a lot of what you said about, with what you tend to do a lot of the pre-production, you tend to do a lot of the post-production, but the actual shooting element, you're often acting or involved in that part of
Yeah.
it. So you haven't got that much knowledge of developing products. I think this is quite a big product to be developing for the first time. If you feel your skills aren't that strong.
Well, I know I've done directing and stuff before. I think the only thing which I don't know is camera, but I know how to do a camera. I just don't know how to like make it like 60 frames per second and stuff. I just don't know the like hidden like details.
Yeah.
But I know how to use a camera. I know like how to film close-up shots, mid shots and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like I haven't done. I think the only time I use the camera is to help my girlfriend out in her film.
Yeah.
And then apart from that, I've never I used the camera, but I haven't used it for a project.
Yeah, you're not as strong with your setting up your lighting and your ISO and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I do have an idea of how it works. I just
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
So I mean, my other thing is, again, it's still quite a big project, and it sounds like you're gonna need quite a big cast for it at least.
I'm planning on using my girlfriend as the main actor.
Yeah.
My parents as her parents.
Yeah.
The only people I don't know is bullies, but I know I'm gonna use my sister because her friends you can literally be like one friend or two friends. And I know a couple people who can help, but yeah, because they're not going to be in the film that much because it's only one perspective.
Yeah.
So I only really need the main actor.
What I would recommend is that you stop thinking of it as a short film, and you think of this more as, and you target it more this way. It becomes a charity advert to raise awareness. And in that essence, then you focus on, instead of making it this kind of long form narrative story, you can tell the same story, but you just show the key scenes.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think, have you done much research into bullying itself?
No, I've done an interview, and that's done. And then I've looked at short films about bullying.
Okay. So do you know what how is bullying defined? Do you know?
No.
Okay, so the idea of it's like it has to be a repeated kind of thing over time. And so again, how you show that is something you really need to consider. And again, you could do that using different methods that you can research, but I think it's important that you look at ways that you can do that in short bursts. And like Owen says, I think the scale of what you're doing, I think it works much better on a platform where it's an educational tool. So like an advert.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like if you think about when we have tutorials and occasionally we watch the videos and tutorials,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that kind of product that I think you want to
Yeah,
focus on
so
making.
you think I should make a advert, not a
Yeah.
film? Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah.
I think if you aim between that kind of 30
I think I was
seconds,
more leaning that way anyway, yeah.
yeah,
Because if you look like that one you've probably seen in tutorial, that bully and the burger thing, which is the Burger King advert, it's like the idea that you use short, montage things and quick short shots to establish a context. I think that's like you need to adopt methods like that, and you need to look at those government and just wider government adverts about health and everything to sort of look at the techniques and the methods they use. I think it's great that you identified that you would put at the end of it links to helplines and that kind of idea, and I think that then straight away means that you've considered it. I think that says that you're thinking of it would be more of an advert.
and that's where you have that montage, and that's you can show through that montage the repeated incidents of different things.
Yeah. So just the idea, your cast members change clothes. It's different days. It's different sort of maybe even different conditions. So you film it over different days. So the weather's different and things like that. And so it just is, but really short, sharp things that just little incidents that then tell a story.
Yeah, and then that'll help us build that sympathy. And then with your kind of addiction thing, that just also needs to be handled quite carefully.
Yeah.
So with that, if you want, I mean, you don't necessarily I assume that's kind of coming off your interview research to some extent, is it? Or
No, it's because I always wanted, because I feel this, because I felt I did bullying because it's not, obviously it's a touchy subject, but it's not really touchy. But I also wanted to involve drug addiction and alcohol.
Yeah.
Because there's not many films about that, and I feel like there should be.
Yeah,
and
I think
it could lead towards suicide, like overdose.
I think that's where your research needs to identify whether or not that is actually a connection, or whether that's a separate subject matter that needs to be addressed separately. I think what you'll find from your research is that victims of bullying may lead to acting out, and forms of acting out could involve falling in with drug addiction or developing alcohol dependency, but it could involve many other things as well, and I think that's where your research needs to come in to identify those so that you're showing it. And in that essence, what Fraser was saying about it being an educational product, if you have that research backing it up and you're doing it for that purpose, it should be the correct information, so therefore that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that kind of that middle step there is something you need to just have a little think about. Yeah.
And I think also like all of your premises around physical bullying, have you looked at other forms of the thing that's in the media all the time at the moment, and the portrayal of social media as a method?
Well, from the survey, I put either bullying or I put pressure on social media, and I think at the moment pressure on social media is top.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking of
So like bullying through social media or something different.
yeah, so it can happen because in my head I was going to do a short film and I was going to make so she gets physically bullied, verbally bullied, and then she also gets bullied on social media. So
Okay.
cyberbullying.
Yeah.
So
So
it's like all in one.
yeah.
Good.
I think that's good. I think that because that's so topical, there's lots of things that you can tap into. There's going to be lots of statistics and information, and again, that's the sort of information that you could look to present if you research around the topic in terms of the data that's out there.
Yeah.
One of the really interesting things with these kind of adverts is they hover on this very delicate borderline between being shocking and being indecent. And that's something you have to be really aware of when you're doing that. If you're keeping with that suicide theme, you've got to be really sensitive there about what you show and how you show it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to show, I think I'm just going to show the person's hand and it's it fade to black, and then it'd be all grey, and then everyone look down and sad, because I think if the person doesn't die, it's not wow, it's not emotional as well. It's not as emotional, so then people aren't gonna think about it as much than if the person got back to being normal.
Yeah, I think so you just need to be really careful about how you're showing that.
Yeah.
I think what you might want to follow that up with is if you end on that shot, you cut to some statistics on what the actual rate of deaths per year average or whatever it is come from bullying, or how many teenagers contemplate suicide from bullying.
So you think I should just go the suicide should be the last scene?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need anything
So I
else
don't
after
need-
that.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
your key point, what you're trying to show is this is happening. This is where it leads.
Yeah.
Let's do something about it, isn't it? This is you're just trying to raise awareness at this point and raise access. People who might be experiencing similar things, the way they can access support. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you need to end it. And yeah, you just need to be really careful with decency, and that's something you can look into as further research. You know, because is it Save the Children? Is that what's her Batman girly? Is that her one? Save the Children?
I don't know.
No. What did she used to do? Anyway, the Batman girly, she got told off a lot recently. But all her company's adverts, they're purposefully shocking. Every time one would come out, people would be like, "Oh, this is a bit far."
Yeah.
But their argument was always, "Yeah, but this is reality. This is what it is." And I think that's where you need to look and kind of judge it on
Yeah.
that level, because they push the boundaries. And I'm not saying don't push the boundaries, but
But be careful.
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
pushing it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really sensitive subject, so your research needs to be
yeah.
sympathetic to that.
Yeah.
So I think what you need to do then, Jacob, is your next step then is really you've got your basics
I
there,
got my basic idea. Yeah.
but now you need to go and look at those types of products.
Yeah.
So go and find those bullying charities, watch their videos, break them down, look at how they do it, find out the information from those websites. What are the instances of bullying that people experience, how they show them, what is the statistical data on them leading to suicides and things like that, and then
Yeah.
use that to kind of cement your narrative down. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Anything else, please?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jacob.
Thank you.
Want me to log off?
Yes.